So, today is the 1st of February, right? The 1st of February 2021. I started to be vegan in January 2019. That means that I've been vegan for 25 months. Well, that is not true. What? Yes! Shocker! Shocker right there! Shocker right there. I'm exposing myself, okay? I'm exposing myself, and I'm telling you that actually I have not been vegan for 25 months. I've been vegan for 24 months because one of those months I've not been vegan and I've been eating an omnivore diet, and that is what this video is about. So let's dive right into it. But before we actually start though, I want to say hi and thank you for all the people who actually subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you who actually subscribes. So thank you so much. And if you're new here and you're like, who is that? I am Nina. Hi, nice to meet you. And yeah, and maybe we can hang out, you know, maybe we can have a little chit chat, talk here and there, you know, like, except that I'm the only one who's gonna talk. Funny, right? You know, like, and yeah, so yeah, if you don't know me, subscribe to the channel and we can hang out and have more conversations about veganism or like other gay stuff or whatever this channel is gonna be about, because I just wanna, you know, do whatever I feel like doing and share it with you guys. Just as today, making a video about veganism and about the month that I was not vegan. Yeah, and let's talk about actually the why, you know, why I decided to not be vegan for a month anymore, and you know, and what happened and how it happened and how I got to be vegan again. Okay, so yeah, sit down, chill, relax, you know, yeah, and let's just get into it. So well, you know, it all started when I was having this vacation trip with my family. It was like I was already being vegan for like 6 or 7 months, right? I started in January 2019. I was vegan for like 6-7 months, and then it was August and we went on this vacation trip with my family. We went to Italy, to a lake. It was very beautiful, you know, like vacation feeling, summer feeling, you know, but the point is that I was not prepared for what was coming. So I was not prepared for the fact that we would not eat at home, that I would not eat at home, that I could not cook for myself, and that we would eat outside every time. Obviously not this type of outside. Okay, so I was not prepared for that. So of course, already at the first evening, I was like kind of like confronted with this feeling of, okay, you know, like I'm like the only one who's like struggling to get something to eat here. Cause like my family, they could like all like choose from the menu, you know, like they had like this huge menu list, like 80 options, like they could literally choose all of them. And I had like, you know, like maybe like two options of this whole menu that I could choose from. And I was a little bit frustrated, like a little bit, right? A little bit frustrating, because the problem was that I could not cook for myself. So basically I had to choose like whatever was on the menu, and that was usually like, you know, like a vegan salad. You know, like a vegan salad or something like that. And so I obviously chose that for the first evening. But the point is that, you know, being already confronted in the situation, I already felt like, oh my god, you know, actually I really feel like having some ice cream. I already felt like that there was like a little voice in my head creeping in and being like, hey, do you actually want to try that? You know? So I really actually felt it already coming, and so I was like, you know, actually, let's have this pistachios ice cream. I felt like, you know, I felt like actually really wanting to eat this pistachios ice cream. I don't know how you pronounce pistachios.
Pistachios.
But that's what it was, okay? And it was not vegan. So I had it and I was like telling myself, you know, it's an exception, shit like that. But as I said, you know, in the subconscious, there was already this voice telling me, hey, I'm here. And yeah, so the day passed by, and the problem was that in all of this time, I was being surrounded by my family who are not vegan. That means that I was in a very difficult situation for myself, because as I said, I could not cook for myself, and I was also surrounded by people who were not vegan and who were not sharing my kind of vegan values. So it made me feel like, you know, it made this feeling come up of like, you know, is it actually worth it, what I'm doing? You know, do I really want to do this to myself? Like, I was in a kind of mindset where I would see things in a certain way where veganism would feel like a blockage, where it would feel like that I could not choose from all the options on the menu. It felt like something that was inhibiting me from enjoying the vacation that I was in. So I felt like that I could actually not enjoy it. I felt like I could not enjoy my life because I was in this kind of mindset, right? Before I did not have this problem, but in this specific circumstance, it felt like that. So I remember the evening where I would sit down with my family and I would be like, hey guys, you know, maybe you're right. Maybe veganism is too extreme, you know, like maybe it is too extreme. Maybe I should not do this to myself, you know, like I could be a little bit vegan, but not too much, you know, like I could have like a little bit of cheese and dairy and meat here and there, you know what I mean? And I sat down with them and they were like, yeah, you know, and of course they talked me into it in a way because, you know what I mean? Because like it was their perception already that I was trying to get in. You know what I mean. Anyways, so I was like, yeah, maybe you're right? And that's when I started to eat everything again, right? That's when I started to eat everything again. And it was okay, you know, like it was like I felt actually at peace with myself. There was like no voice telling me, oh my god, you're doing a very bad thing, you should go vegan again. No, it was actually like I was doing what I wanted to do in that moment, right? So I ate meat again, I ate dairy again, and so on. I felt like that I was feeling very bloated. I felt like that I was feeling so heavy after every meal, you know? Maybe because I ate also a little bit more than usual because I was on vacation shit, but still I felt more bloated and more heavy than usual than I would usually be on a vegan diet. And yeah, so the days passed by. I was not vegan anymore, and but it didn't feel like a big deal to me. It was more like, you know, veganism was a phase. I overcame it, and now I'm not vegan anymore. But still, and that's the point. But still, even though I was not vegan, I still felt like that I was sharing all the vegan values, you know. And it was actually so weird because at some point I met up with friends of a friend, and those friends, they were all vegan, right? And we sat on a table. There was food, there was vegan food, and there was non-vegan food. There was meat as well. And we sat down at the table, and I was like, yo guys, you know, actually I've also been vegan and I love it, you know. I love being like, I love it. Like veganism is amazing, but you know, I'm not vegan anymore, right? Like I still like totally share all the values completely. And I said that while I had a sausage in my plate. And, you know, in retrospective, like when I look back at it, I think to myself, okay, what did those people think of me back then? You know, like that's like, what did those people think of me back then? I know it was weird. And now I know it was weird. You know, yeah, you know, right? But anyways, so I had this month of being not vegan anymore, but still not feeling bad about it, you know what I mean? And it felt like that I was like in a completely new mindset, in a completely other mindset, right? But how did I become vegan again, right? That's the question. Because at some point I had to go back to Berlin, right? I had to go back to Berlin for my studies and so on. And you gotta know that where I'm from, it's South Tyrol. It's from north of Italy. It's a place where it's not like Berlin, you know, where everybody's like kind of like vegan. There are all the vegan restaurants at every corner, basically. Here it's more like, oh, you're vegan? Okay, so you eat salad, right? It's that kind of like mentality, not mentality, but it's that kind of like approach to veganism that not many people know a lot about veganism. Like veganism is not a thing. Veganism is not a great topic in Italy. You know, it's completely different. Whereas in Berlin, people know about veganism. It's a thing, like, you know, you're vegan, like, yeah, I'm vegan too, like so many people are vegan there. So there's a vegan culture. So I knew, okay, I was going back to Berlin and it felt like to me, I'm going back to a place where it's extremely easy for me to be vegan, right? And it felt like to me, okay, actually, do I actually really want to be omnivore? Do I actually really want to be not vegan? And it felt to me like, when I was on the bus ride to Berlin, it felt to me like, oh, I'm I actually want to be vegan. I actually want to be vegan again because it felt like, because I had this vision of me being in my student apartment and like buying all the vegan food and being vegan, because I've been vegan in Berlin also before, and it just felt normal to me to be vegan in Berlin. You know what I mean? So I was on the bus ride, on a Flixbus, going to Berlin and having all these thoughts. And the thing that added to this whole thing was that I was watching What the Health. It's a documentary about nutrition, food, basically what is healthy to you, like food-wise, you know? And I watched it and I was completely flashed. I was like, oh my god, because they talked about veganism and they explained that it is extremely healthy for you. So of course that was another point for me that made me even more realize why I want to be vegan, because I also saw an extreme great health benefit in it, right? So I felt like, yeah, like everything comes together, and I feel like, yeah, I really want to be vegan when I'm getting there to Berlin. So, and that's how I got vegan again, and I am vegan up until now. Yeah, with this story, actually, I wanted to share it, you know, because maybe, you know, people out there, or you, or whoever, people might be vegetarian or vegan, and then they just quit it, you know, and then they're really convinced of that decision, of course, and, you know, by the way, I don't want to judge anybody about their decisions, all about you, you know, I completely respect it, but I'm just saying that people might change their mindset and that they would go back to an omnivore diet and they would be completely fine with it, right? As I was, because I was completely fine with it. I was not like, oh my god, I'm not vegan anymore, I'm doing a terrible thing. It was more like, yeah, that's how I feel like doing it right now, right? But you can still ask yourself, you know, everything that you have learned while being vegan or while being vegetarian, you know, what you have learned, did it actually like vanish like that? You know what I mean? Because actually when I was not being vegan anymore, I felt like that it's okay. But everything that I've learned, like all the empathy that I have created towards animals, towards living beings, for example, or you know, like all the reasons that just created itself for me to be and to stay vegan, they just like all vanished. And it made me feel like, okay, you know, did I just unlearn everything? Did I just forget everything that I actually learned? So you can actually ask yourself, why were you vegan, you know, or why were you vegetarian? And you know what I mean? But I mean, of course, everybody has their own decisions. But for me, it was definitely like that I needed this experience of not being vegan anymore. I needed this experience to just like, you know, take a break or whatever and just not be vegan anymore and to be omnivore, because I felt like that I needed it, because otherwise I would still think, okay, what would it be to be omnivore again? What would it be to eat everything again, right? But now I've made this experience and I know what it feels like to eat everything again, right? So I needed this experience to come back to veganism once more and to be even more convinced about it, why I want to do it and the reasons why I want to do it. So yeah, let me know about your journey. Maybe you are on a similar journey. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you are in this phase of take and break and whatever you want to call it, but let me know about it. I'll be very curious actually to know about you and if you can relate to what I am saying. So yeah, guys, I think we're at the end of the video, and I thank you so much for watching. Actually, you really know that this really means a lot to me that you've watched the whole video. It's a thing. I really appreciate that you've watched the whole video. And yeah, if you like this video, make sure to like it and make sure to subscribe, because yeah, would be great, right? So so we could hang out more. And yeah, that being said, thank you so much, guys. I love you, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.